Do you have your end of the year classroom routines set up so that the last few days of school run smoothly and you're not stressed out? If we don't already know each other, my name is Kathy Martin. I'm the creator of the Pre-Algebra Teachers Middle School Math membership. We are your one-stop shop for everything you need to teach 6th, 7th, 8th grade and Algebra 1 math. Before we dive into the end of the year routines, make sure you check out the video in the description box where I share with you my must-have daily classroom routines so that every day is run smoothly and successfully. You want to make sure your daily routines are set up so that everything runs smoothly and the kids know what to expect. Okay, so let's talk about end of the year routines. The first routine that I prep my students for is how to return books. Assuming that you are using a textbook and you check them out from your school library or wherever it is on campus, I prep my students on what to do. Like, we're going to make sure that the barcode is on there, that you don't have, anything wrapped on the book. Make sure that all the pages are intact. We're going to line up and we're going to walk quietly through the hallway. Like, I'm constantly reminding them a few days at least before our book return. Okay, so that's routine number one. Number two, I'm always continuously reminding my students weeks before the school year ends how I need my students to leave the classroom. And this, not just like leave the class, but make sure that all of my desks are arranged properly. Where do we put supplies so that as the end of the school year is approaching, where do all of the things need to go before we all close the door for summer vacation? Because I know that for me, me personally, I keep a classroom set of books in my classroom and we do check some out from our school library. So depending on what those books are, I have to tell my students, okay, these textbooks stay in my class and they go right here on this bookshelf. Everyone else, will return the books. How do I want the computer stuff to be put? Make sure you put things back. But the desk arrangement is so important because for some reason, every day the desks get all unlined and out of place. And I don't know what the kids are doing, but they're all wiggly. So we need to make sure everything is set up at the end of the day so that we have a successful tomorrow. And then finally, where do you want to put supplies for next year and what the kids need to take home? So before I leave my classroom at the end of the year, I pack everything up, I store everything nicely so that when I come back in August, I know where to find things and things aren't just totally chaotic and stressful. So I put all of my personal things that are on my desk that I don't want to take home in a separate, big giant Tupperware box. But then where the other things go in the classroom that I will need year to year, like paper, colored pencils, crayons, regular pencils, pencil sharpeners, all of those things I still need until the end of the school year, but where do I want to keep them and where do I want to prep my students to help me when it's time to kind of clean everything up and pack everything away? So do you leave your whiteboard markers out? Where do you use mini whiteboards? Where do those go? Do you pack them up separately at the end of the year? Or do you kind of have them in the same spot? So these are just things to think about. I know I keep certain things out in my classroom during the year, but I do pack them all away during summer because sometimes my school, and I can't control it, my school will do, summertime things. There was one year where summer school was held on my campus and we were not told until the very end. Sometimes there's different events going on, so they'll use the classroom. So I don't want to have anything that's out. If anybody were to come in, I don't want things to be out for people to use because people will just touch all your things and use your things. So I like to put everything away, but how do you want to organize things? So these are just 3 things to remember at the end of the year to make sure that your routine is set up for success for your students and for yourself. And don't forget to check out that video link below for your everyday classroom routines that are a must. Again, my name is Kathy Martin, and I'll see you next time.